You're going to say it, aren't you? You say sweep?
You know what? You know what I'm going to say, Hubs? You know what I'm going to say right now? I'm going to say the Red Sox are going to fucking sweep the fucking Yankees this weekend at Yankee Stadium in your fucking face, Hubs.
Let's go,
Red Sox. The fucking Red Sox are going to beat that pinstripe fucking ass. 3 straight. I got to sweep. You
don't believe that.
Oh, yeah, I do. I just said it.
Suck on it.
I believe it. Welcome back to the Name Redacted podcast, America's most beloved podcast, the most downloaded Red Sox podcast in the world.
Let's go.
And it's a 3-game sweep of the New York Yankees. Tyler's back. Jake is driving in the car, producing the podcast at the same time, returning home from the Bronx. Jake's sitting behind home plate. He's behind the dugout. He's in the booth. One more time. He's all over the place. He's not even on the podcast anymore. He'll be back, though. I guarantee you he'll be back because Jake is returning home as a hero after a 3-game sweep of the New York Yankees.
Suck on it.
Hub said 2 out of 3 for the Yankees. How about 0 out of 0, you fucking freak? What an absolute jolt of energy into my veins. One more time. The Red go on to sweep the New York Yankees in exhilarating fashion. A back and forth game on Sunday. The first 2 games, man, that was easy. That last one, though, a little annoying. But at the end of the day,
let's go, Red Sox.
The Red Sox still took home the W to complete the sweep. Wow. I don't know what happened. Tyler's gone now, too.
Fuck.
No, he's back. He's back. All right. I mean, I did the open. It's fine. We can just get right into it. Get right into it from there. What a weekend. What a weekend, fellas. It was some baseball. We did that baseball this weekend. First of all, welcome back, Tyler. It's good to see you.
Thank you. And I want to say thank you to everyone who did reach out and, kind of say, is everything all right? I did have a death in my family. My uncle passed away. I know we do joke about a lot of people dying in my family. This is a real death. So real. I do appreciate everyone who was concerned. I'm good. I'm alive. I didn't die. That doesn't mean, his death wasn't significant, but I'm still here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, yeah.
And thank you guys for holding it down while I was gone.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Uncle Phil.
Rest in peace, Uncle Phil. I'm not gonna make any jokes. I can't.
All right, please. Can we wait one episode?
I was just gonna say I was gonna go down the list. I was gonna go Uncle Bucky. I was gonna go. What was the
Uncle
other one?
Cubby?
Uncle Cubby. Yeah, I was gonna go down the list, but it's just
Bullet.
Bullet's been dead though.
What happened to Bullet?
He died.
Yeah, so I didn't want to. I'm not gonna do that. It's too soon.
You're classy.
Thank you. But yeah, it was nice to have Hubs back. I mean, me and Jake were sitting there being like, what are we going to do? We don't have anyone to come on. No one was available. And then I threw out a tweet being like, hey, send me some questions. And I guess we'll just rip through those. And then I get a text message from our old friend Hubs, who was like, send me the eyeball emoji. And I was like, oh, you trying to hop on? He's like, yeah. So he came on. We did 2 hours of Red Sox Yankees talk. There's a lot of Yankee talk. I saw people that were like, oh, I didn't want to listen to Yankee talk. It's like, well, it's before the Red Sox Yankee series, and it's Hubs. It's a special guest.
And I think, a week ago we were talking about Hubs and, with this new Barstool thing, could we maybe do something? There was a subreddit post asking for more Hubs if it was possible. You got it.
Yeah. So Hubs returns. First time in... Ever since he started the short porch, I don't think he ever came on Section 10 again. I think it's really been 4 years since we probably podcasted together. It's been a long time. I don't think people realize how long it was since we actually did a show.
He's not coming back now. Are you fucking kidding me after this series?
I'm going to call him. I don't know if he's going to answer.
Oh, Jared.
I mean,
Jared.
I have to ask him for his reaction.
Awful guy. Awful.
Wouldn't you ask him in my position?
Is he alive?
I don't know.
I haven't seen a tweet.
You know, I will say this about Yankee fans. A lot of them are I'm not saying they're sticking with the team as in they still believe in the team, but a lot of them, despite saying this team sucks and fire Cashman and fire Boone and all that, they're still watching the games. So respect to them in that regard, because there are definitely some fans that are very loud when things are going well, and now their tweets have nothing to do with the Yankees. But a vast majority, like the people that, the thing that I've noticed too about Yankee fans, if someone's like an asshole, I'll just mute them. Like, I'm not going to like block them. Like I said on the last episode, I don't know if you listened. The last episode, when I asked for questions, I ran through some of the questions, and one of them was from like one of my most notorious trolls. And I blocked him, not because of anything that he was saying that was mean. I was just like, it's the same thing over and over again. Like, it's almost spam. Like, if you spam me, I'll block you. But if you're just an asshole, like, whatever, I'll mute you. But now, like, when I'm tweeting Red Sox Yankees and I'm going through my replies and I see like this account's muted, like, I'll click on view the tweet. And it's like it's a peaceful, like, funny, whatever response. I'm like, all right, like, I've unmuted a lot of Yankee fans this year. Cause it's like, all right, like, maybe you were an asshole before, but like now if you like get it, like if you're in on the joke, then welcome on back. So I've definitely unmuted a lot of Yankee fans this year.
Well, you know, it's a problem when you start getting the spam notification, like it's showing up before you can even read the tweet, even if you don't mute them. Yeah. And I did get some of that. Honestly, as they were getting their teeth kicked in, I think most Yankees fans smartly knew their season was done. They were at 2.4% for playoff odds. They're at 0.5 now. So like you're dead. You've been kicked in the ground. The nails are in your coffin here. But I did get some of the 27 championship stuff the last couple days, or, oh, you're in fourth place. You think you're so much better than us. Who has the second highest payroll in baseball this year? Oh, wait, it's the New York Yankees. It's a bridge year for the Boston Red Sox. Let's keep some fucking context going with what this season is for all you people that want to laugh at the Red Sox and say, oh, well, you're only in fourth. Who are you laughing at? Well, you've got your teeth kicked in. You're 8-1 against the Yankees this year. And this year was supposed to be something for you. This was supposed to be one of your years. Your superstars are declining. Your franchise is going in the opposite direction. The Red Sox are going up. And that's the toughest pill for a lot of these people, or for a lot of these fans, for a lot of these people to swallow. But that's the reality. You're watching a team in the Red Sox that's going to be in it, that's going to be rising up over the next couple of years. Yankees are going in the other direction.
Yeah. If you're listening, if you're watching, this episode is presented by Knockaround sunglasses. Quality polarized affordable shades, including new MLB and U.S. women's soccer team pairs. Check them out at knockaround.com.
You know what I was missing at my Uncle Phil's funeral?
Knockaround sunglasses.
A pair of nice, cool sunglasses I could have worn.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we were right on the precipice of being able to get you those sunglasses, because that's what people didn't realize. That's why the name Redacted Sports Hub appearance didn't happen.
That was the unfortunate death day. And then this past Thursday when we were supposed to record, I was at the events.
Right. Yeah. Jake, you got a fucking mean sunburn, kid.
Looks good.
On your, look at his arm. It's like half red, half white. Look at that.
It's getting worse by the second.
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to get full reaction from Jake as he's driving back from the Bronx. He's producing this safely. He's got his camera mounted up, so he's focused on the road, but the man never stops working. Shout out to Will Fleming. Got a text from him yesterday, and he was like, what's Jake's number? I want to get him in the booth tomorrow. Is he going to be here? And I was like, I think he's only doing Friday, Saturday, but I bet he would stay for Sunday if he knew that opportunity was being presented to him. So I gave him Jake's number. Then Jake hit me up. He was like, hey, do you care? I was like, do it. You have to do it. Like, that's an awesome opportunity. And I still don't know. I don't even know to the extent of what the experience is like. So we're gonna get that experience straight from the horse's mouth. Jake uniting with Will Fleming of WEI, who has become a Name Redacted legend in the last month or so. People now look forward to the podcast just for his submissions. And little rumor going around. His submission for this podcast includes not one, but 2 special guests.
2, not including Jake?
Or maybe it is Jake.
Oh,
yeah.
Still, give it to me.
When Jake's like, way to fucking blow it, Tyler.
I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
You missed me. Didn't you miss me?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I think the people missed you. It's one of those things where, like, you know, they'll complain about you when you're here, but then when you're not, they'll complain that you're not here.
Someone has to get roasted every day, and that's what I show up to do.
I don't roast you. You think I roast you?
You've been better lately.
Ever since people said that I was too mean to you, I've been nothing but nice.
That's true. It has been a while since you hurt my feelings in some way, despite, you know, not loving my hand sanitizer story from
that
a couple
was insane.
episodes ago.
That was absolutely insane. Like that, it's a Hall of Fame. It in the same note when Kevin talks about like John Feidelberg, like they've been podcasting together for a long fucking time, and John will just tell a story about his past, and Kevin will be like, "How are you holding on to that one for so long?" Like, you're basically John now. Like, I am just excited about what you're holding on to because there has to be more.
It only gets worse and darker from here. So you're going to have to stick around to hear what else was going wrong in my life.
Yeah. And you're also like 10 years younger than John. So you've got a decade of doing dumb shit to talk about on the podcast as well.
I promise you I'm going to top it.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? On the same note as the Yankee fan observation that I just made, speaking of last night, I was at a bar in the North End, and you know, bunch of Name Redacted fans there. Bunch of people came up, like it was great, asking about Tyler. They love Jake's sweep prediction. As I'm leaving, I'm walking out of the bar, and I'm crossing the street, and this kid is, and I don't like look around, like I'm not like always aware of my surroundings. I couldn't tell what he was doing. I thought he was waving, but he was doing this, the double thumbs down, and then like I like looked at him. And he's like, "Boo, Carabas, go Yankees." And I was like, "Go where, dude? Like, you're in fucking last place and you've lost 7 straight games." And he was like, "Yeah, I don't know. I just love the Yankees. Anyways, have a good night." He's got his car. Like, they don't even have it in them to fight back anymore. They don't have it. It's sad, but you know, I get it. Like, I've been there. The Red Sox have been a last place team many times in the last decade.
Jared, I think I can actually bond the bridge here or kind of form the connection. Last year, when you really felt like you were at the point where you couldn't troll Yankees fans, you were like, the way things are with the Red Sox right now, you know, all the injuries that happened, how they were playing down the stretch last year, you know, how the trade deadline went, all these different things. You didn't have it in you anymore. You're like, I can't sit here and respectably, you know, go at you or take shots at you and feel like I'm right, or at least I'm going about it the right way. I think that's where Yankees fans are right now.
And also, like, people were saying, you know, you got to post the Yankees lose video, like, bring it back. I brought it back for this series. Like, that until the Red Sox are a legit contender, and they're not out of it. Like, they're in a playoff hunt, at least right now. They're not in a playoff spot. The Yankees are already dead. Like, for me, like, the Yankees lose, it has to, like, both teams have to be in it. Like, there has to be, like, head-to-head competition. So my new rule is I'm only bringing out the Yankees lose video when the Red Sox beat the Yankees. So, I mean, it got a lot of play this weekend, but don't expect to see it again until the Red Sox play the Yankees again. They get that 4-game series at Fenway coming up.
And I'll add to it for people who want to say the series doesn't mean one thing one way or the other. Look at the way that Red Sox clubhouse reacted today, pulling Alex Cora from his media session because they're spraying beers, they're having fun because they know what this speaks to. And it's not them saying, "Oh, we're making the playoffs" or anything like that, but it's, hey, these are our biggest rivals. We showed up. We made the statement from last year where they kicked our teeth in. We did the opposite this year. And more likely than not, we just buried them. We have their fucking manager going up and saying, "Damn, the Red Sox, they've just kicked our ass." That's what the Red Sox were saying about the Yankees and Blue Jays a year ago. So that's the flip. The Red Sox have fixed that problem. They've stepped up and shown they're not a doormat. Someone else has to be the doormat now.
Yeah, the Yankees are 60-64. They've lost 8 straight games, and they're 16.5 out in the division and 9 out of the wild card. Like, the Red Sox basically dumped them to a 0.0% chance of making the playoffs. Like, they have to go, what, like 30-9 to make it?
It's like well over a 700 winning percentage. And like you look at where the Yankees stand right now, 1995 was the last time it was that bad. Me and Jake weren't even alive. We were not human beings yet.
I think now it's 92.
Is it 92 now?
I think it's 92, but it might be worse now because I think it was like 95 last week, and then by the start of the weekend, it was 92, and then they just got swept. So it's probably even worse than that.
Like, this is the territory you're in? Yeah, Red Sox fans are going to enjoy this one. They're going to celebrate. None of us are saying anything more beyond that. But hey, man, if it was the other way around and the Yankees kicked our teeth then, they had no problem kicking a team that was down and injured last year. Why can't we do the same?
Yeah, I mean, we can, and I hey, no problem with anyone feeling that way. Like, it was exciting. It was exciting. Like, I felt reinvigorated after that sweep, and it's not because the Yankees are a measuring stick. It was more just because that series could have gone either way. Like, the Red Sox have played poorly against bad teams. The Yankees right now are a bad team. They've been a bad team all year. They've gotten swept by the Pirates. They've lost a series to the Rockies. Like, it's been ugly against. They lost a series to the Oakland A's. So I'm not going to sit here and say like, oh yeah, the Red Sox just took care of business. The Red Sox have not been a take care of business kind of team this year. They've swept the Braves and they've lost a series to the A's. Like, anything can happen when you sit down and watch the 2023 Boston Red Sox.
And for what it's worth, I know obviously I wasn't here last episode to talk about it, but when the Red Sox dropped that last game to the Nationals, like, yeah, that kind of sat there. Like, that ruined the vibes in a lot of ways when that series kind of played out like that. So say what it is to kind of bounce back here and get your feet back underneath you. That goes such a long way because you're still in the conversation. If this series had gone sideways, you lose, 2 out of 3 or whatever it is, then you are starting to be in a similar conversation as the Yankees. Now, hey, you're 3 games out. You got a lot of games coming up. The hardest part of the schedule, the hardest schedule in all of the American League remaining, we're talking about here over the next 6 weeks. The Red Sox are at least in it. They're competitive, and let's see where it plays. Who knows? You show up against the Astros, a lot of fun shit's going to start happening.
Yeah, they just got their dicks kicked in, the Astros. So, I mean, they're going to be looking to respond, but they're also down right now. I also said before we played a game this season, I was already sweating the stretch that the Red Sox are on right now. Like, the Red Sox had not played a single game yet. And we were looking at the 2023 schedule, pulled it up, and I was like, oh, man, if they're going to be in it, we were talking about positive vibes and all that. I was like, once they get to this fucking gauntlet, like, God damn. And I'm talking about it started this weekend. That was it. Because, I mean, I assumed the Yankees were going to be good. 3 in the Bronx, 4 in Houston, 3 against the Dodgers at home, and then 3 more against Houston. The rest of this month is the gauntlet that I was talking about. Throw out the Yankees because you just swept them and they're dog shit. So that means that this 4-game set against Houston is that gauntlet that I was talking about. And the fact that the Yankees are bad and you swept them, that makes this stretch a little bit more easy to digest. But I mean, the Dodgers just won 10 straight. The Astros are the Astros. After that, though, you've got the Royals. The Rays have been bad. The Rays have been bad since their hot start, and they have a lot of injuries and the Wander Franco stuff. Then you've got the Orioles, 4 against the Yankees, 3 against Toronto. So, I mean, this group, obviously, the way that they celebrated that sweep, after that, the way that they played against Toronto last time, I don't want to say I'm optimistic, but I feel like they're going to have something to prove in that series. I think that, Doogie getting benched for being late, the fuck up by Reese McGuire and Fabulous, like they have a lot to prove in that series, and that's the 3rd to last weekend. And then after that, Texas, and by then they probably might have clinched. So who knows if they're going to be going full board. Then the White Sox, then the Rays, who again, whatever, they're hurting. And then your last series is a 4-game set against the Orioles, who might have clinched the division by then, and they're probably not going to be trying very hard. So, yes, maybe the winning percentage says that you have the hardest schedule in remaining, but you have to factor in who's hot, who's not. I'm just going the rest of this month. The rest of August is going to be a gauntlet. Like the 4 in Houston, and then the homestand where you've got 3 against the Dodgers and 3 more against Houston. You're going to find out if you're alive or dead by the end of this month. That's where you're going to find out.
And you're going in against an Astros team that just got their own teeth kicked in. So they're going to be coming out firing. They got to win. It's not going to be easy sledding, but you get Tanner Houck back on Tuesday, right? James Paxton on Monday. You will be the healthiest you've been in 2 years starting Tuesday. And we're already seeing some of the impact you can have when you have a bullpen that's rested. The flexibility it's given the Red Sox where, it's a lot easier to go from day to day or kind of be creative for Alex Cora. Well, here you go. Even just watching Bernardino the other day where they could quickly go to Martin and it's not going to kill you. Like that is helpful. You have the arms. You can be creative with it. This is it. This is where the Red Sox can prove themselves. And I think they look at it and they're playing with the underdog mentality. Cora, Veritek leaving the shirts out for everybody. Cora's now rocking it. Now there's multiple underdog shirts as well. We saw the one on Friday. Cora was wearing a different one today at that end of game press conference. So they're embracing it. They're taking it all in stride. I'm watching Justin Turner, who, bro has a bone bruise, doesn't give a fuck. He keeps showing up and doing his thing. No. Like Alex Cora told you, every fucking pitch matters. All right, let's ride. That's where the Red Sox are going right now. That's the mentality. They're playing exciting baseball the last 6 weeks of the season. If you were a Red Sox fan going into this year, this is what you asked for. Let them be in this position. All right, now the fun begins. Now it might hurt. You may go into Houston and it doesn't go the way you want to here, but this is where the Red Sox need to be if they want a chance at a playoff spot.
Let me ask you a question, Tyler.
Speak to me.
The Red Sox wearing the underdog shirts. Do you think that they're actually embracing? I mean, they are. I mean, the answer is yes. They are embracing the underdog thing. But do you think they actually believe that they're underdogs? Or do you think that this is like a low-key, like, fuck you to Heim for calling them underdogs?
I don't think it's a fuck you to Heim. I think anyone who's being realistic about the situation, they are underdogs. Now, whether that was the right thing to say, questionable. But anyone who tries to say this team isn't an underdog, considering it's a bridge year, considering where the roster was,
Tyler
even that
Bingo.
National Series. I hate you.
I mean, the Reddit's going to be on you for saying bridge year.
Sorry, but even the National Series, the Blue Jays series, they've continued to show you why they are inconsistent and why they are underdogs. But I think they're rallying around and saying, hey, why not us? Let's prove Heim wrong. Let's prove everybody wrong. I don't think they're saying fuck Heim, but shit, we're underdogs. Watch what the underdogs do.
In fairness to Heim wasn't saying like this team can't do it.
If he didn't believe in them at all, he would have dismantled the entire roster.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reality here. So there was a vote of confidence.
What do you, I mean?
You would have traded at least James Paxton. You would have probably traded Justin Turner and gone from there.
No, I don't know if I believe that, because if we learned anything from last trade deadline, like 2022, it's that he has to win a trade or he's not going to make it. Like, I don't think he's not taking risks with his trades. Like, he has to win them to make them. That's why JD didn't move. That's why Nate didn't move. It's like he didn't feel like he got enough. So
yeah, but I think we saw in a year like 2020 where he didn't believe in the team whatsoever. Like, he's willing to sell off parts if he doesn't think they're going to be here.
The
team sucked. That team sucked, right? But I think that's what it was. I did. People forget. But I think that's what it is. I don't think it's one of those situations where he's just not willing to make it. But in a year like this year, where you are in the race, yeah, you'd have to wow me to pull this apart, because there is a chance. It was 20% or 30% at the trade deadline, right? There was. Now it's down to, 15%, I think. It went from 9 to 15 over the series. I think Bloom and them kind of look at it. Hey, we believed in enough of you to let the string play out here and see what happens. Are we going to go nuts or make crazy deals? No. Could you have? It would have been nice to get another arm. But yeah, I still think that there was some belief that this roster could go somewhere, and there was worth in competing down the stretch, even if you didn't make a playoff spot. What you see in the clubhouse right now, even if they don't make the playoffs, those vibes you're getting in there, Jen McCaffrey tweeted it out. Those are the best vibes she can remember since 2021. That alone, compared to if you sold some of these parts a month ago or 20 days ago, it would be a whole different vibe in that clubhouse. It means something to the young players on this roster to have moments like this. This is what sets the stage for 2024 and 2025 when these guys need to step up and be the true foundation core pieces.
I'll give you 24. But I mean, like, a lot of the guys that are leaders on this team right now are not going to be here in 2025. But that for sure next year. Like the difference of 15 going into 16, yes. Like they were a last place team that played better in the second half, and it carried over into a first place season the next year, yes.
But the impact it has on the Bayos of the world, the Casases, the Durans, these guys that are going to be here, it means something to teach them what this kind of culture is. And say what you will, Kenley's going to be here. Kenley's going to be around next year. Justin Turner, probably not. Who knows? He keeps playing like this. I think they're going to look at it and say, fuck it. We'll figure it out just so we have the leadership in the clubhouse.
Yeah.
But for those young players, just like it hurt them to be in that clubhouse a year ago with the shit that was going on, this will do the complete opposite.
Yeah. Just for the record, before we get into the actual series, the Boston Red Sox playoff chances after that 3-game sweep, 16.9%. And they've knocked the New York Yankees down to 0.5% chance to make the playoffs. Interesting. You've waited all year, and the time has finally arrived. College football is back, and so are the traditions, the tailgates, and the great offers from DraftKings Sportsbook. Right now, new customers can score $200 in bonus bets instantly when they bet just $5 on any college football bet. Do you have a college football team that you like, Tyler?
No, I'm not gonna lie. I wish I had a team that I like. NCAA football, the video game. I'm looking forward to it coming out next year.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you can bet on, we'll find you a favorite college football team, and we'll be riding the wave with Tyler's. Actually, you know what? Tweet Tyler who he should root for this season. Because
I could get into college football.
Yeah. Yeah. Tweet him who he should be rooting for this year, because he probably doesn't know shit about college football. Do you know anything about college football?
When I was like younger, I got into it. Like, you want to talk like Johnny Manziel years. Yeah, but no, not recently.
No. Kick off the season with the DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the app right now. Use the promo code Jared, Jared. New customers can score $200 in bonus bets instantly when they bet just $5 on any college football bet. Only on the DraftKings Sportsbook with the promo code Jared. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Massachusetts, call 800-327-5050 or visit gamblinghelplinema.org. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In Kansas, call 1-800-522-4700. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, 21 plus in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after insurance, opt-in, and 10-plus leg requirement for 100% boost. Eligibility, wagering, and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/baseball terms. All right, let's get into this.
Jake just scared the shit out of me. I'm sorry for people seeing my face. It looked like his car flipped over like 6 times while he was driving.
What happened, Jake?
I just hit the gas a little bit too hard. The phone fell down.
Damn. That'd be a tough way to go. I don't know. Maybe it'd be cool, though.
Stay alive, Jake. We need the sweeps.
Yeah, we need Jake. All right. Before we kind of like break down the X's and O's of this series, Jake, tell us about what it was like being in Yankee Stadium this past weekend. What were the vibes?
Yeah, I mean, you guys said it. Even though the season's over for the Yankees, the fans still showed up. I mean, they definitely wanted to win every game. They didn't win any of them, but they for sure wanted to. The bleachers was super fun. I was there on Friday. Saturday, I was behind home plate and behind the dugout. And then Sunday, I was in the booth. So, I mean, as far as vibes go, for me, it was a hell of a weekend. Yeah, good stuff down there.
Oh, God. Jake's just living the life. Jake's living the life.
Whenever I watch a Red Sox Yankees game, in New York now, I'm looking for Jake behind home plate. It feels wrong if I don't have some kind of sight line on Jake and what's going on.
Yeah, he belongs there. You know what else belongs on this podcast, though?
What? Fuck. I've been dreading this because there's been some pushback recently. Some haters. But I won't let y'all bring me down. Bayo owns New York. Yoshida loves the short porch. Stories D, not porked. Cutter shoved. Wong donged. Luis Grand Slam Urias. The Life of Pablo. Bring out the damn brooms. JT on fumes, Yankees doomed. Valentine, bathroom. A series of haikus by Tyler Milliken.
Wow. The last one was really good. I like that one a lot.
We had a Section 10 reference in there, kind of bringing it back. It was the only way I could really think of where he had to go after that kind of performance. Yeah. I thought the last two were bangers. I didn't understand the hate on the pork thing, but I get it. I hear it.
Yes, I hear it.
People, like, I know within 10 seconds if I've had a major fuck up or not, and people let me know.
I think
did you not? You did. That made it people even more mad. But my vocabulary has expanded. What's the hatred with porked? Is it an uncomfortable word for some people?
I don't know.
I thought Story's defense was one of the most important parts of that first game, personally.
It was funny how he could just like field a ground ball and like run around Rafael Devers and then make the throw. Like
crazy.
He was making it harder on himself just because he was bored at how good he is. Sorry.
Dude's an athlete.
Sorry, Coley. I know that he's the #1 Trevor Story supporter in the world. I hate to steal his takes from him.
Hand up here. Did anyone see that throw on that friggin' relay today where Robert Snyder somehow just lost his footing? Yeah. You don't get that out. Story came up firing on that.
So did Rob Refsnyder.
Yeah, he recovered quickly. I give him his credit.
He threw a dart right in the chest of Trevor Story.
I would have just laid there. After a fall like that, I would have just played dead. Throw the ball up, one hand, see what happens. Dude, he came up. He didn't give a fuck. And that's right after Durant came out of the game on top of it.
Yeah. What's that, a toe?
Yeah, toe contusion.
He'll be all right.
I've had those.
Yeah. You can just battle?
Yeah, when I like get out of this chair sometimes, there's, my bed frame. Mm-hmm. You smash your foot off that. That's a toe contusion, is it not?
Yeah. Yeah, that's light work for you.
My toes are very strong.
Yeah.
Much like my lower half.
You have a strong lower half?
Yeah, everything from the waist down is pretty solidified.
What's that mean?
I have a strong, waist down kind of building block underneath me.
Mm-hmm. Would you describe yourself as a thick boy?
Thick as fuck.
Yeah.
Robust, rotund, right?
Would you go as far as to say that maybe you're a little juicy?
Oh, listen. So when I was a freshman in high school, I had a woman actually tell me I had a juicy ass.
Yeah.
I was a freshman. I was in a class with a couple seniors, and there was this girl. I was petrified as a freshman at Brockton High because you're not in class with anyone you went to middle school with.
Nice to see you in Brockton the other night, by the way.
Oh, what did you want from me?
For you to
you
show
can't
up.
do that to me right now.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
It did look like a nice night at Campanelli Stadium.
I had a great night.
Martha texted me. She was like, oh, we should have gone. I was like, all right, well, yeah, but I was also trying to get everything going for Thursday. But yeah, I was a freshman in high school, and there was this girl. She was a bigger woman, but she had taken a liking to me, apparently. And I walked out of class one day, and she was a senior. Keep this in mind. I'm a 14-year-old freshman. She grabbed my ass. She was like, She's like, you're working with a little something. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, it was one of the craziest moments. I had never even been touched by a woman like that before. So period, it was weirdly, it wasn't, no, I want to go period. Things have changed since then.
Period, yeah.
I'm not going to say I was like, like horny or turned on or anything, but it was a weird mixture of emotions to be handled like that by an older woman.
By a woman that you would describe as voluptuous.
Quite. What's the word you say? Voluptuous? Yes.
Voluptuous, yeah.
Boisterous.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just living vicariously through you with all these stories. I've never had any stuff like that happen to me.
No bicurious vibes that day.
No. I'm glad that you had that. I'm glad that you felt validated for having a juicy ass, Tyler.
I hope she's listening right now.
Shout her out.
I'm not going to do that. Not in the city.
Oh, man. The first two games of this series were absolute blowouts, but we got to talk about Brian Bayo, don't we?
Yankees killer, Brian Bayo?
Yeah, let's run over some numbers here. Brian Bayo against the Yankees. And 5 career starts against the Yankees. Brian Bayo has a 1.45 ERA, 31 innings, 5 earned runs, has not allowed a home run to this team. It goes 5 innings, no runs, 6 innings, 1 earned run, 7 innings, 2 earned runs, 7 innings, 1 earned run, 6 innings, 1 earned run. I mean, that's crazy.
You look at the young players on this team, and even in just this year alone, it's a 1.80 ERA in the 3 starts he's had against them. 6 innings or 1 6-inning start, 2 7-inning starts. It's that weird Yankees killer thing, and a lot of these guys have it right now. It's
Justin
not just
Long,
him.
Sox Notes on Twitter. He dug up the numbers, and it is Brian. These are career ERAs against the Yankees. Brian Bayo, 145. Cutter Crawford, 189. Tanner Houck, 239. Garrett Whitlock, 239. So combined, that's a 205 ERA in 114 innings.
He is going to be a nightmare for years to come. And when you talk about having these young pitchers for the Red Sox, you hope they can show up in these series, that they don't get nervous against a rival. Alex Cora said it coming into that game. He's like, we have Brian Bayo. When those lights are on in New York, he shows up. Those are the moments he kind of lives for. Now, it helps when your hitters go, or your top 4 hitters go 8 for 8 in the first 2 innings and you have a 7-0 lead. But yeah, you look at him, you look at Cutter. A lot of the young players on the Red Sox are having success against the Yankees. It's just similar. Like, you compare him to Rafael Devers. Some people have it in their blood, some don't. And that's not an easy ballpark to pitch in. I don't care what you say about where their lineup's at. Things could go wrong very quickly in New York. He got the job done. And I don't think it was, the most dominant Brian Bayo we've seen either. 2 out of the last 3 starts have been good. Obviously didn't have a good one in Detroit, but big double plays in the 5th and 6th inning. We talked about Trevor Story earlier helping you out. That's what can happen when Brian Bayo has a good defense behind him. Make his life easy. You're going to be in a good place. You just have to have an infield that knows how to do their job.
Alex Verdugo said he has stepped up big against them. He likes the big games, man. He's a good pitcher, a lot of confidence. He knows his stuff, what's his strengths, and he pitches very well to them. So, I mean, other guys are noticing it. His career at Yankee Stadium, 3 games, 19 innings, a 189 ERA, a 105 whip. So the dude steps up against the Braves. The dude steps up against the Yankees. I think he feels when the moment is a step up from the norm. And those are only good things about Brian Bayo. I know I don't want to say, I feel like it sounds insulting in a way to say that they've babied him this year. Let's just say they've been cautious with him this year, like giving him the extra day's rest frequently. But that's all stuff that you don't need him to throw 200 innings this year. You don't need him to do that. Like, he's still developing, but he's developing at the big league level. So just let him do that. So by the time he gets to, next year after that, now you're dealing with like a full-blown front-end starter that has experience pitching against these teams and these lineups and having success against them. So his confidence is growing, which is exactly what guys like Alex Verdugo are noticing. But in this one, 6 innings, 6 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, did not allow a home run again. I don't know. Like, people were freaking out about Garrett Whitlock for no reason. Like, that was a dinky home run. Like, I'm not worried about that at all.
Castillo was getting shot at like crazy, man. They came and killed him.
What did he
killed him. I think he was just kind of reacting in the moment to the game, but he was like, not the best night for Whitlock. Like, not super critical, but like, this is another step in the wrong direction. I tweeted, like, I had all the Baseball Savant stuff in front of me, which made it a little easier, and he retweeted it right after. But, you give up a unicorn home run to Aaron Judge. He struck out 5 guys in 2 innings, right? Yeah. Like, and then you look at the stuff. Was it as good?
Anybody.
Not one. And was the stuff as good as it looked in that first outing? No. Did it look as flat as it did in his last outing against the Nationals in that second game? No. So the stuff ticked up. I think here we go. I have it right in front of me. Yeah. Everything was up by 1 mile per hour. The breaking stuff was up by 2 miles per hour. I don't know what more you really want out of him. I'd like to see the 97, 98. Don't get me wrong. But maybe this is the balance of a guy who he came back early, Might not be able to get it all the way up that far every single time right now. But if it's a step up from what we saw as a starter, he's still going to excel and be a really good pitcher for this team. He's not going to have to worry about dinky flyouts in every other ballpark.
No. Especially like the velocity was there. He was hitting like 97. Yeah, I mean, it's a dinky Aaron Judge home run. Like, I'm not worried about that at all. If it was a moon, even let's just say even if it was a moon bomb, it's Aaron Judge. Like, he's gonna get you. It's Aaron Judge. If he gave up a fucking bomb to whoever that slapdick catcher they had out there that I don't even remember his name. Like, I think he came over in the Donaldson trade, but he wasn't even a prospect. He was just like a random dude that came over in that deal. If Garrett Whitlock got tagged by that guy, then it's like, all right, but it's Aaron Judge, whatever. Like, that's gonna happen. I don't care if he's on 1 foot or not. He's still got like an OPS over 1,000 since he came back from that injury, by the way. But offensively, in the first game of that series, you had once again Justin Turner coming out, getting the party started in the first inning. RBI knock. Masataka Yoshida. We all saw it coming. The second that the Red Sox signed Masataka Yoshida, and everyone's like, he's a power hitting lefty. Oh, can't wait to see what he does at Yankee Stadium. Bang. 3-run bomb. You start off 4-0. Devers, RBI knock in the second, makes it 5-0. Justin Turner comes up again. Bang. 6-0 RBI knock. Yoshida, bang. RBI knock. It's 7-0. The Yankees, they score a couple runs. You have the fucking Aaron Judge home run, makes it 7-3. And then Devers in the 9th inning, RBI knock. Devers, in this game, this first game, he was hot all series, and I'm sure we'll hear about it a lot later. 3 for 4, 2 runs scored, knocked in 2, walked. Verdugo, shout out to Doogie, 3 hits, 3 for 5, scored 3 runs. The top of the Red Sox batting order, the top third, 9 hits, because you had Justin Turner going 3 for 5, scored a run, drove in 2. Those guys were the biggest difference. Obviously, you had Yoshida hit the 3-run home run. He had 2 hits. He drove in 4. But having, 11 hits out of your first 4 spots in the batting order? Pretty fucking good. Because after that, Casas 0 for, Story 0 for, Duran 0 for, Reese McGuire 1 for 4, and then Pablo Reyes was 0 for 4. So it was really the meat of your order took care of business in an 8-3 ball game.
Following a day, or really, let's be real, since the trade deadline, we're talking in the month of August, they were 22nd in runs going into Friday, 24th in OBP, 23rd in weighted runs created plus. You needed to make a statement with this offense and show, hey, when we've been at our best, the offense comes out firing, we score more than 5 runs, we win just about every single game when that happens. Nesson puts up the stat all the time. I think they've lost 3 or 4 games when they've scored, more than 5 runs this year. So that's what they did. You could do that in 2 innings. You're sitting pretty. I know that Masataka Yoshida homer hurt. It hurt Yankees fans because that's the shit they were talking about earlier in the year. Like, oh, he has a swing built for Fenway. Like, this is the perfect fit. All offseason, they were a lot of Masataka Yoshida fans amongst the Yankees community in this stuff, and he showed you why. I think I posted the highlight on Friday of people who photoshopped Yoshida at Yankee Stadium and what it would look like hitting a homer. Mm-hmm. The vision became reality. We saw it in front of us, and I want to give a little love to Verdugo. I know we were hard on him, and it was deserved. I don't take back anything. I know you don't either, Jared, about what went on August 5th when they were against the Blue Jays and everything. Since then, he's shown up and done his part. Going into the series, or going into yesterday, I think it was, the 19th and 20th, he went 0 for 4 these last 2 days. Starting the first game like he did with a couple doubles, he was hitting well over 300. Since he had got benched. So that guy has been showing up and doing his part since then. If the Red Sox are going to go in the right direction, they need Alex Verdugo to be at least closer to the version he was the first 2 months of the season. I don't think anyone's asking him to replicate it, but credit to Chris Martin as well, who showed up at the end of that game when Bernardino was struggling, shut it down quickly. Alex Cora was playing no games. He wanted that win to set the tone, and it felt like those first couple innings just told you what this weekend was going to be. Yeah. The Red Sox are here to rip your throat out, step on your neck, and we don't care what else it's going to take. We're going to get the job done. We're moving past the Yankees this year. We're looking ahead, not behind us.
We move on to Saturday. A big-time catch-up packet goes to Cutter Crawford. 6 innings, 1 hit, punched out 5. That 1 hit was a home run. Who hit that? That was Judge, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, another fucking Judge homer that meant nothing. 6 innings, 1 hit, 1 run. It was the homer to Judge. Walked a couple, punched out 5. His ERA is down to 3.66 on the season. This was an 8-1 ass beating at the hands of the New York Yankees. And it all started with Grand Slam number 2.
Slam in D.C. Here's a swing and a drive. Out to left. Very deep. Allen back. Turning. She's gone again. He's done it again. Luis Arias, a grand slam in the stadium. And the Red Sox take a 4-0 lead.
Yeah, they do, OB. It's a grand
That's my guy right there.
Luis Arias?
Yes. Who was sitting here defending Luis Arias at the trade deadline? It was Tyler Milliken. And I'm not here to tell you he's a superstar or anything like that. But you look since he joined the Red Sox, 10 games, 258, 343, 484, 827 OPS, 2 homers. So 123 weighted runs created plus 9 RBIs because of the 2 grand slams. He's not even playing super frequently because of Pablo Reyes and how ridiculous he's been. No one can match what Pablo Reyes is doing. He's the best hitter on the Red Sox right now, outside of Devers. But you look the last, 15 days, he's well over 330. The last month, he's hitting 300. Luis Arias is plugged in. He's giving you more than Christian Arroyo did at any point this year. I don't know how anyone's complaining. This looks like the 2021-2022 version of him.
Yeah. And then 2 innings later.
Pitch of this at bat coming up. High fly right field is deep. Judge back. See ya. That's off into the bleachers for 2.
Unbelievable. Wong Dong. 2-run Wong Dong makes it 6-0. You throw in the garbage time homer for Judge. The ground rule double, Pablo Reyes hit that Greg Allen lost in the sun. And then in the 9th inning, for good measure, our old pal said, you know what? Fuck Monument Park.
For the 135 game. Swinging a high fly, sailing deep to center. Bader's back, turning, it's gone. Out there on top of the monument.
Yeah.
Raffy with number 28.
28 for Raffy. People talking about, down year for Raffy. He's still going to end up with 30 tanks. At least 30 pumps.
Listen, the whole stat line is going to look just fine. If you look at his BABIP this year, it's like 270. For his career, it's 320. It's going to even out. Defensively, fucking gross. Fucking gross right now. There's no other way. He made a nice play earlier in the series. I'm not trying to deny that. But offensively, Raffy's fine. Don't sweat it.
Yeah, I'm not sweating it. Yeah, that was an 8-1 final. Schreiber went an inning in that one. Big Loosh goes 2, punches out 3, doesn't give up a hit. Needed that from him. He's been fucking wild. Big Loosh. Come on. But
I will say on the Cutter Crawford front, right? His stuff is still down. Everything's like a mile per hour below what it usually is. Since he rejoined the rotation, it's a 3.72 ERA. It's a 4.15 FIP. That feels pretty accurate. He is at 96 innings right now. Last year, he was right around 100. The most he's thrown in a season was 2018, where he threw 150. He's already passed those marks this year. So we're talking about a guy who hasn't thrown this much in 5 years. Like getting right around this mark, he's already hitting his threshold, and what he's going to give you over the next month is something to keep an eye on. But that dude's toughing it out there every single time. Yeah. He's going to be hitting that wall. He's feeling it. He said he was feeling it. Yeah. That, at this point in the season, it kind of weighs on him. He's still showing up and doing the job, and he's getting better. Like, I look at Tanner Houck coming back the next couple days. I understand if they look at Cutter and say, we're going to probably try to limit him and put him closer to the bullpen. But shit, that guy deserves to be a starter on this team moving forward. It's unfair to say he doesn't.
Yeah. Garrett Cole goes 4 innings, 7 hits, 6 earned runs, walks 1, punches out 4, gives up 2 bombs. The updated numbers. Garrett Cole against the Boston Red Sox since becoming a New York Yankee. Did you see this tweet?
I did.
Okay. 13 starts, 70 innings, 68 hits, 42 earned runs, 21 walks, 20 home runs, a 5.40 ERA, and a 5.21 FIP with a 2.57 home runs per 9.
I just, I mean, for Pete's sake, it's...
Yep, for Pete's sake is right, Garrett. For Pete's sake is right, dude.
Suck on it.
Oh, Alex, don't kick a guy when he's down.
Do you have Hubs on that board?
Eric Hubs?
Yes.
The Empire's back, baby! Yeah. Big bat.
Gonna be a real shame if this ends up being the reason his stats are inflated and he doesn't win the AL Cy Young.
I mean, it's he's over a 3 ERA now. I haven't looked at the updated numbers or anything. I would imagine he's got us. I'm gonna try and find it. Like, I don't want to like skip around. It makes for bad podcasting. But he had like an interesting quote after the game. Did you see this? Where he like kind of like implied the Red Sox were cheating.
Yeah, him and Boone. They have no fucking problem doing it in this series.
I put a lot of well-located pitches and paired a lot of good pitches together. I mean, I'm a little bit. I'm just a little bit just confused on why the level of execution on their side is so high. I mean, we funneled 4 or 5 balls into the down and away quadrant, and it's not like we lived there all day. We pitched several of those guys up and in, quite often. But that's baseball, I mean.
The fact that this is a 5 minute and 32 second video. The fact that I just, by his facial expression, found exactly where I needed to find on that video is why. Acknowledge me.
I'm acknowledging you.
Thank you. I deserve that. I just impressed myself with that. But I digress. I don't think he was saying the Red Sox were cheating. I think he was more just like, how the fuck? Like, I'm nasty. How do they kick my ass every single time? And the answer to that question, honestly, is go fuck yourself.
They own you.
Yeah.
Like, certain teams own you. Maybe whatever Rafael Devers sees against you when he hits all those tanks, maybe he's talking to the other guys on the roster and he's like, hey man, this is what I'm seeing. This is how you go about it. We've had his number for years. Aaron Boone did the same shit after Friday night, where he goes with the pitch comm situation. He's like, it's really weird. It went out right before the game started. You're in fucking New York, dude. What do you think? The Red Sox are running shit at Yankee Stadium and we're pulling all these levers to fuck up pitch comm? Like, they don't have to deal with it as well? Yeah, like, holy shit, take your L and move on.
I love Booney. That was lame. Because it would be one thing if the Red Sox were like, if like the Yankees pitch comm broke and then the Red Sox still got to use theirs and they didn't. Like, no one, they had an equal opportunity. They both couldn't use pitch comm. Plus, like, the Red Sox clearly don't need to cheat to beat Garrett Cole. He sucks.
And like, on top of it, like, you're right. They're a top 10 offense in baseball. This isn't a team that's sitting 20th and they had a nice night. No. Like, at least look around and understand what it is. And yeah, Garrett Cole is probably going to win the Cy Young. I think Evaldi's the only one ahead of him in AL ERA, and he's hurt. But shit, man, at least respect the team that continues to kick your teeth in every time.
Yeah, I agree. By the way, this is how we're doing the podcast from now on. I just decided. I didn't even like plan for this. I just started doing it like this today, and I like, yeah, I like this. Like, just going through it game by game and playing highlights like on the podcast. I like that.
It fires me up.
Yeah,
it's a good way to react to the calls too.
Yeah, great way to do that. Also, going for the sweep today. It's the first inning. They're not even done doing fucking roll call yet. And then Rafael Devers is like, shut the fuck up.
Unreal. There's the swing and a high, majestic blast deep to right field. Yes, sir. Into the second deck. Raphael strikes again.
DJ LeMahieu. Shut the fuck up.
God.
Yeah.
Well, it just makes me laugh so much because, before Devers was extended, how Yankees fans were always like, oh, watch when Devers leaves Boston. He's going to come to New York and hit 50 fucking homers into the short porch. Yeah. How's that second deck fucking bomb taste? How does that taste?
Tastes pretty good. By the way, the story of this game was the tremendous umpiring by fucking what was his name? Fucking Junior
Valentine.
Junior Valentine. Lou Merlone. I was very tempted to make this the call of the series, but the strike right down the dick to Bader with Pivetta pitching and Reese McGuire catching, he just goes, oh my God.
Control or the aggressiveness with the strike zone. Oh my God. Everyone's.
Oh my God.
Dude, Junior Valentine, hello.
Hello.
I mean, Philippa's taking off. This thing's right.
Oh my God.
That was an honest, like, he couldn't even control that coming out of him.
No, lose the best. Lose the best.
That's when you see like two cars ready to collide and it just comes right out of you.
That's like someone at like one of those air shows and they fucking collide in midair. Oh my God. Like that's what Lou just hit you with. One of the best. I gotta load that up on the soundboard. We can't not
the
have
strike
that.
Zone. Oh my God.
I love Lou. He's the best. He's the best to ever do it.
I know Reese McGuire did an awful job framing that. Like, I don't know what the fuck. The ball was supposed to be out.
You were
blaming
it
I
on
don't
Reese
care.
McGuire. It's like
it's down the middle.
Yeah, like it's a fucking strike. I mean, the pitch was supposed to be up, like way up. That's why he was out of his crouch, and the pitch is down. So he's got to get down and fucking catch it. That's people blaming it on Reese. It's like Pivetta missed his spot by a mile. It's Pivetta's
Harrison Bader was halfway down the stairs taking a fucking piss in the bathroom before he realized it wasn't strike three. Like he tried to save the umpire's dignity and walk back. Like
he did.
You should have just walked away and everyone would have accepted it.
I know.
Crazy behavior.
Kyle Higashioka hits a home run in the bottom of the third to make it 1-1. And then in the top of the sixth, you have one of the cleanest double plays ever turned against the Boston Red Sox this season.
Break, you're going to have to use Peralta. You got to get a double play right here, though.
There's one.
Oh, boy.
And they throw the ball against the front of the Yankee dugout. Here comes Devers. Here's the throw. Safe. 2-1.
He goes, oh, God. Oh, no, he said, oh, boy.
There's one.
Oh, boy.
And they throw the ball.
Oh, boy. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. It was a back and forth game all day. Because then you had Gleyber Torres hit the home run, make it 2-2. Then Justin Turner, old man JT. He said, you know what? I know Jason Varitek is in the dugout right now. I know that. I have nothing but respect for who your captain was. But I'm the captain now. Justin Turner said, I'm the captain now.
Top of the seventh. There's a drive out to left field. McKinney on the run. And that ball gets out of here and is gone. Justin Turner with a 3-run blast. And the Red Sox open up the lead in the Bronx 5-2.
When he hit that home run, I thought that there was a 0% chance the Yankees were coming back. I was like, there's no fucking way. Like, that's a death blow. Like, Justin Turner with one swing just put more runs on the board than the Yankees have scored in a game all series. So I was like, all right, 5-2, done. See you later. Dunzo. Wasn't the case.
And like, no, it wasn't. And like, you're looking at Justin Turner now, dude, the guy's hit 20 friggin' homers this year and 112 games, hit 13 and 128 last year.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's sipping on. Cora wasn't even confident he could play today. Like, he woke up this morning, Justin Turner texted him. He talked about it in the post game, and Justin Turner was like, fuck it, I'll be out there. just put me in. Like, Tristan Casas is dealing with this whole tooth infection. You guys need me. I will go out there and push
he's
through
not
it.
playing in the first game against Houston.
Which is the right move. You need to give that guy a breather, protect him as much as you can. But to do what he's doing out there, like, I've run out of things to say. Kenley Jansen, Mr. Clutch. That's what he calls Justin Turner. He's been watching him do it for 10 years. I feel like when Justin Turner was in that spot and just in that moment, you never worry. He's hitting 372 with runners in scoring position. How fucking ridiculous is that? 372.
Yeah.
Better than Luis Arias' batting average this year. This guy is just built for these moments. He's built for Boston.
Yeah. John Schreiber, he got the job done on Saturday, not so much on Sunday. 2/3 of an inning, 2 hits, gave up 3 earned runs, walked 3. He did strike out 2, but then he also gave up this 3-run home run to Anthony Volpe to tie the game.
Driven out to right field and deep. Verdugo back, turning, looking, see ya! A game-tying 3-run home run for Anthony Volpe. It's 5-5.
That's whatever. I mean, he made that shit throw that led to the Red Sox taking the lead earlier when Rafael Devers came around to score. So when it's 5-5, how are you feeling? How are you feeling about the Red Sox chances at that point?
It felt like to me, oh shit, this is like the typical Red Sox 2023 moment where they're almost there. You feel like you're about to kind of get over that lump and you're going to have a perfect ending to the weekend. And it leaks out at the end. You're like, a game you needed after losing 2 out of 3 to the Nationals. They flipped the script, man. Credit to them. They were not going to lose today.
No. So that play, I saw some people, even Cora after the game was like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? Like, it was clear that he was out. I didn't feel that way, but
there's so much confidence with every pitch.
Runner taken off, swung on and lined into left field, down for a base hit. Connor Falefa taking a spill out to left side, they're going to send a runner. Here's the throw to the plate and a collision. He's safe at home.
So, by the way, that's your fucking edit. You have like 2 clips playing at the same time.
Yeah. I noticed in that one clip. No, but when I was doing the audio, sometimes I have like my Twitter up and then I have the feed, but I'm watching the game on my iPad. So I'm not always listening as I'm cutting. And someone tweeted at me after the words and like, you have 2 things playing. It happened to me earlier this year too. It's a weird glitch. I'm sorry.
Be better.
Hey, do you want the clips or not?
Honestly, you fucked up twice today because you had another. I think it was Turner's home run you tweeted and deleted. So I looked like an idiot tweeting out your clip, and then the clip was fucking deleted.
Oh, I did. I had a typo in my tweet, and everyone calls me Tyler Typos now.
So then why wouldn't you just use the edit button, you dumbass?
You can't edit fucking posts with video, dumbass.
I wouldn't know. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't make typos. I wouldn't know.
Well, I'm Typo Tyler, so clearly I do.
Typo Tyler.
Dude, people be spamming that shit.
Clean it up. Be better.
I'll be better.
Mistakes. Thank you.
But Jared, you weren't alone. I tweeted out as well saying I thought no way they were going to overturn it. Not that I didn't think Wong got him, but it was just too tough to tell. I don't think Nesson had the right camera angle because apparently for them, all like you said, Cora and all them thought, boom, easy decision. We can see it.
Yeah, Cora was like, yeah, I knew it. Everyone knew it. He made it sound like it was the most obvious play of all time. But I literally had the tweet ready to go. I had a tweet ready to go being like, the Red Sox just lost this game because of slippery outfield grass. Like I was already ready to make excuses for the loss. But from every angle that we saw, because obviously they have other angles in New York, but every angle that we saw in the Nesson broadcast, I didn't see one. First of all, it's got to be blatant. So, like the call in the field is safe. Okay. So even if he was out, but it's like kind of close and you can't really tell, they'll call him safe because the call in the field was safe. So it has to be like egregious to overturn the call. I didn't even see anything that was like, what the fuck? Like he's out. Like there was no outrage for me. I know like Stats posted a screenshot being like, what's everyone talking about? Like he's clearly out. And like, I just didn't see it. I don't know. Like maybe I'm fucking blind. I was looking at the play and I thought I was stunned when they turned the fucking mic on and the umpire is like, call the field is overturned, runners out. I'm like, what? I was blown away. Like it felt like, you know, one of those moments where it's like, oh, this is what it feels like to be the team that just steals one. Because usually like all horrible things will happen to the Red Sox and you have this outrage like we just got cheated by the umps. Like, you know, when fans say, oh, we got cheated by the umpires, I feel like we're on that side a lot, or just like random thing like slipping on the grass, like that shit like that. It's like, yeah, fuck, like that's out of our, but that's baseball. But on this particular play, call gets overturned, and I can't remember outside of the Luis Arias holding up that led to the walk-off Pablo Reyes grand slam against the Royals. I mean, we've had a couple of those now where it's like, wow, we kind of got away with one there. But apparently I'm blind. Apparently, people in the Red Sox dugout thought it was obvious that he was out.
And I'll say the only thing that gave me a little hope, the way Wong reacted, Wong is not a guy to get in the umpire's face. And it wasn't like he was screaming, but he went straight for the ump after the play happened. Like, what is going on here? Cora talked more about how Junior Valentine handled that play than the strike zone all game, which obviously he got ejected for his third time this year. He was just like, what the fuck was he doing there? Like, what did it take so long for the ruling and how he kind of went about it, where he's looking, he's like, the guy's either safe or out. Why, if you're calling him safe, why are you walking around? You know what I mean? Like, this doesn't make sense. And Cora was fuming over that and just how, they handled that whole situation. But props to Trevor Story. That throw right on a dime had to be perfect. We talk about important relays over the years. Yeah, just recovering, somehow getting up and not laying dead there.
Yeah.
That's a veteran in Rob Refsnyder against his former organization as well. You'll take it. Who knows? If Jarren Duran's there, I don't know what happens. Maybe it plays differently. So it worked out in the Red Sox favor there.
Well, it's like, Justin Turner hit the 3-run home run to make it 5-3. We can't depend on him to do it again, can we? In the 9th inning? No. At Yankee Stadium? No.
0-1. Swung on and a line drive to right field. That's down on the grass and it's up against the wall. Pablo is in. Devers down to third. JT again. And the Red Sox are in front 6-5.
I mean, this fucking guy. You put, and I had the stat up earlier. I want to say off the top of my head, when the Yankees walked Rafael Devers to get to Justin Turner before he hit the 3-run home run, he was hitting 360 with an OPS over 1,000 with runners in scoring position. But, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and call them idiots either, because it's not like Rafael Devers was locked in for the entire series. It was one of those pick your poison type deals. Where are you trying to go here? And they chose Justin Turner and went down the alley. Wrong fucking alley. You don't know what that reference is because you're too young.
I am too young.
You should know that reference, though.
Down the alley? What was it?
Boondock Saints. You ever see Boondock Saints? So
that's like that. It's like a cartoon, right? The Boondocks? Or is that something different? Is that the one with all the memes?
Boondock
Were they
Saints?
Like with the Booty Warrior?
No, Tyler. No. Boondock Saints is like a Boston cult classic movie.
Oh, no. I'm talking about the Boondocks. Right? I think that's a show.
Please.
Back to my point.
Please spare me. Yeah.
We talk at the beginning of the season, Justin Turner in front of Rafael Devers, right? That was kind of the conversation piece. They liked him in that spot. Alex Cora's in full commitment to Justin Turner being behind Rafael Devers because they want Justin Turner sitting there all season, ready to haunt you if you put Rafael Devers on base or if Rafael Devers is already there because of what he can do with runners in scoring position. There's no other hitter just in recent memory, a guy where I feel so good on the Boston Red Sox pushing a run across, where I have no doubt, no worry, especially for a Red Sox team for the last couple of years. It feels like you're always like, oh, they can't get the big hit. He's the complete opposite. And I'm not calling him David Ortiz, but some of that security I feel where the old man's going to find a way no matter what to get the job done. It's similar. It reminds me in my heart a little bit of that, and I can appreciate it.
Well, it's the Red Sox.
It's
by
like,
the way, we're doing that every podcast from now on. That's way better.
It's like your grandpa died, but you found another old man who will kind of like caress you and told you it'll be okay. It's not your grandpa. Like it's not David, but this grandpa makes me feel good.
What are you
This is a great comp. People will understand.
No one will understand. You're obsessed with death.
Jake. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's the security of the old man, the leader coming through. I get to feel that with Justin Turner, and I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm glad you said it because I know everyone was thinking it. Am I wrong?
Sorry, you can't relate. I do want to talk about Kenley in the ninth.
Yeah, Kenley in the ninth. All right, so Kenley Jansen in the ninth inning was it was an adventure, but at the end of the day, I wasn't rattled. I wasn't like, oh fuck. Like, I didn't have that sense where impending doom was taking over. I was a little, like, put it this way, I was queuing up a tweet to react if he gave up the lead. I was.
It's fair. It felt like the way that inning started, it could go down that territory, but that's the Kenley Jansen experience. And when you set down the best hitter in baseball, arguably, in Aaron Judge today on 3 pitches, and yeah, I know he's not who he is right now, but that guy, he had a couple tanks off of you this series. Mm-hmm. That's what you were able to do against him. Kenley doesn't feel pressure. So yeah, it's going to get scary. We all feel it. We're all panicking in the ninth.
That's not true at all. He actually like openly talks about that.
No, but in terms of like being able to get the job done, he's not going to crack. He's not someone who kind of caves in on himself. We've seen pitchers over the years.
He has said that. He said that he's like struggled with that.
When Kenley puts guys on, do you think he's panicking out there?
No.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not telling you he doesn't feel the environment and everything that's going on, but he's a guy in big moments. He doesn't panic. Kenley gets the job done. If he puts runners on, there's a reason Kenley Jansen gets out of it all after all these years. This is something he's used to. 2 guys on base isn't going to send Kenley spiraling. He can pitch through it. I'm not telling you he doesn't think about it after the game or feel the importance of what he's doing. But Kenley in the ninth inning, this is what a proven all-star caliber, Hall of Fame, borderline closer does. You put him in the ninth inning, if he's in a jam, he gets it done. He's not going to go out there and crack on you. And yeah, everyone's going to have a leak here and there, but he gets the damn job done. That's why you pay him the money you're paying him.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Kenley. Got the job done. That at bat's a Judge, by the way. I saw like Yankee fans were complaining. Like that was like a perfect pit. It was like 96 on the corner, down and in, right at the knees. Judge was complaining. I think he was more pissed about the previous at bat. He was complaining about that, but he complained back-to-back at bats. And Yankee fans were like, oh, now we got to beat the Red Sox and the umpires today. It's like, we got fucked by the umpires multiple times in that game. Like, it was pretty universal that fucking Junior, whatever the fuck his name is, Junior what?
Valentine.
Junior Valentine was awful all day. Awful. Like, did I tell you that my tradition when Alex Cora gets kicked out of the game?
Yeah, you flip to radio, right?
Yes. When Alex Cora gets ejected from a baseball game, I have to shut off the TV and then I consume the rest of the game on radio. So I've got WEI on, and Will Fleming, name redacted legend, is sewering Junior Valentine. He's like, I normally don't get on the umpires, but holy shit. Just like going in on this dude. So it was for both teams. I don't want to hear any complaining about the umpires. None of it.
No, and like, I look at Kenley like he's kind of talking about what happened in that ninth inning as guys got on. I just had to make my pitch. It's just experience, man. I think experience takes over. You can't be stubborn. I know I can throw my cutter in any situation. By me being out there for so long, you learn from mistakes. I made sure it didn't happen in that situation.
Yeah,
that's a proven closer. That's a guy who's been there. He's not going to piss down his leg when things start getting sticky. That's not what Kenley Jansen is. You don't become the player he's been unless you can handle those moments and not crack. That's why you paid him $16 million over 16 for this year and 16 the next.
Speaking of Will Fleming, the call of the series is brought to you by the Nextel i90, and it was a beauty. And I'm glad that I got to, because Alex Cora got ejected from the game, I got to hear this call live.
Oh,
yeah. Call the game again. Brought to you by Nextel i90.
2 down, 2 on. In a tie game, the pitch. Swing and a drive. High and deep into left field. It is back. It is gone. 3-run homer for Turner, and the Red Sox lead it 5-2.
0-1. Devers leading at first.
I mean, that was it. Is there more? What else is on
line
here?
Drive down the right field line.
That's Turner. That's the go ahead. I mean, Joe Castig is yet to be represented on the segment, but the call.
Jeez,
what?
I didn't realize that. Yeah, we haven't had a Castig call yet.
Yeah, we've had Will, we've had Lou, we've had OB. We haven't had Castig yet. But again, we need eyes and ears everywhere. Like I can't be sitting at home watching 9 TVs with a radio going. I'm trying to watch all the games out of town. I'm trying to watch the Red Sox on Nesson and then have EEI on at the same time. That's a tall task. But anyways, the call of the series brought to you by Nextel I-90. Will Fleming with the Justin Turner 3-run bomb on Sunday. All right. Yeah, I'm going to say it again. That's how we're doing it from now on. That's a great way for the series. Because then you're not like all over the place. You're not like, oh, what happened on Saturday and what happened on Friday? Yeah.
I do want to give a shout out to Pablo Reyes here. Since the calendar flipped to August, 362, 412, 574, 986. It's a 168 weighted runs created plus for a guy you got for fucking what, $75,000 or whatever it was. He's not going to get Clark's Ketchup MVP today. He was in the middle of everything once again. This dude's playing every single day for the Boston Red Sox right now. Mm-hmm. You told him he wasn't an everyday player. He's telling you something different. And I'm not saying he is that guy. It's a 375 BAB if there's going to be regression. But shit, man. Production is production right now, and he's giving it to you.
That's also like pretty funny how Cora said, like, Cora will say stuff to motivate people. Like, for example, the Verdugo stuff. Like, he'll say stuff to motivate Verdugo. But in the case of Pablo Reyes, he's just like, yeah, like, this guy's not an everyday player. It wasn't like a motivating factor. He just was like, yeah, like, no.
There was more of a shot at what he had, and that he had to bench Kike Hernandez. Yeah. Like, oh, this is what you're going to make me go to. Well, thank God they did.
Thank God. You know what time it is?
What time?
Potential Series MVP. Series MVP.
The Clark's Ketchup Series MVP presented by Clark's Ketchup. Drizzle that ketchup. It's time. It's time to go to the voting panel. The votes are in. Jake is missing. I hope that
I'm worried.
Yeah, I'm also worried. But it's time to vote for the Clark's Ketchup Series MVP. And it's going to be interesting. First submission comes in from Tom Karen. TC says, Justin motherfucking Turner, baby. That's number one. Then we go to Will Middlebrooks. Devers. Even as clutch as JT was today, Devers was locked in for the whole series. You writing these down, Tyler?
I'm going to do that right now.
I don't know where Jake is.
Can we review? What were the first two picks? Will was
one
Devers.
for JT, one for Devers.
Perfect.
Jemai Webster. He says, Justin Mr. Clutch Turner, no doubt. Next up, Kevin Youkilis. Well, he says Raffy. So what's that, 2-2?
We're tied.
Then you got OB. Rafael Devers. Our manager, Alex Cora. He voted for himself.
Whoa, what?
Yeah.
No way. For getting ejected?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I mean, that fired up the boys. Yeah.
All right. Is that allowed?
Yeah. Yeah, he's a manager. He can do whatever he wants. So then the remaining votes would be on this here audio file, no?
Let's hear him. Oh, I bet we'll get Jake that way too.
My God, do we have a Clark's Ketchup Series MVP here today from the booth in the Bronx. Will, Lou, and an extra special guest. We'll get to him in just a moment. Lou, the game of the year, the series of the year, there are a lot of guys to go with. But just overall, what are you thinking after we exhale that remarkable ball game?
Wow, do the Yankees suck. I don't even recognize them. I really don't. Like, great, they hit the ball out of the ballpark. Awesome. They can't string hits together. And it was a lot of fun to watch that, to watch the Red Sox put a beating on them in this house. And they have just dominated them all year. I actually heard Booney in the postgame. They said, what's going on with the Red Sox? And he said, they're kicking our ass. And it's just the way it is.
Now, the Red Sox win game 1. They win game 2. And they win game 3. What exactly is that?
That's just an easy sweep there, Will. It's about as easy as they come. Took all 3, you got the job done.
Jake is with us here in the booth. It's been so fun to have him here today. It's time to pick our series MVP. If this were a game MVP, I think we'd all be going in a different direction. But Lou, I'll let you go first.
I mean, game 1, we got top of the order. Game 2, we got bottom of the order. You know, we got a Narias grand slam. But for 3 games, and Turner today, but for 3 games, I got to go Devers. 9 hits, 2 bombs. The guy owns this team. It's Devers.
Jake, you're next.
Yeah, you know, Jared, Tyler, I showed up this weekend. I was in the bleachers. I was behind home plate. I'm up here in the booth. You know who else showed up? Raphael motherfucking Devers. Give him the catch-up.
That's it, man. That's it. Jake said it best. Look, I've made promises about not cursing in certain spots. This ain't one of them. It's fucking Raffy all the way. Yeah. Devers, the Clark's Ketchup Series MVP. Off to Houston.
We need a beer.
That's incredible. That's incredible. All right, so that's 3 votes, Raffy. I mean, that's who are you voting for, Tyler?
Actually, it's 6 for Raffy.
6 for Raffy?
6 for Raffy, 2 for JT, and 1 for Cora.
Yep. Okay, so who do you have?
I'm taking Rafael Devers. It has to be Rafael Devers. He did show up in every single game this series. It felt like even in a day today where, you know, he's putting the team on his back as well. I know we saw Justin Turner do it late. Rafael Devers coming around to score on that ball on top of the homer he hit. That's a heads up play. That ball bounced hard off the dugout. So credit to him and what he did the first 2 games we all saw. He was the most consistent player over the 3-game series. It's Raffy.
Yeah, it's 100% Rafael Devers. For the series, he hit 692. He hit 692 in the series. 733 on base percentage. He slugged 1231. That's a 1964 OPS. His OPS is the year that the Beatles came to America, if I'm not mistaken. When did the Beatles come to the United States?
1956.
Not February 7th, 1964. My dad will be very proud that I knew that. Yeah, he had
That's what Rafael Devers is doing.
1964 OPS. Obviously, all of those statistics lead the Red Sox. He led the Red Sox in hits with 9. Turner and Pablo Reyes had 5. Doubles, Verdugo had 2. Turner had 1. Reese McGuire had 1. Devers had 1. Reyes had 1. Homers, Raffy had 2. JT had 1, Wong had 1, and Yoshida had 1. Runs scored, Devers had 6, Pablo Reyes had 4, Verdugo had 3, and Wong had 3. RBI, Turner had 6, Raffy had 4, Yoshida had 4. Extra base hits, Devers had 3, Turner had 2, Verdugo had 2. Total bases, Devers 16, Turner 9, Reyes 6, Yoshida 6. So far and away, Rafael Devers is your Clark's Ketchup Series MVP, and man, does he deserve it, with an OPS that would make Paul McCartney shit his depends. He's not wearing depends. He's old. Yeah, he probably is. He probably is. All due respect.
Nothing wrong with that.
Hey, listen, I love Paul McCartney. I'm a Paul McCartney guy. Love the Beatles, the whole 9 yards.
4 or 5 seconds.
Yeah. Jake's not here right now, but I'm gonna say, hey Jake, when you're editing the podcast, how about tell the good folks at home about Blue Moon?
Playoffs are just around the corner, so it's time to help your team out by sticking to your lucky rituals, like the ritual of enjoying an ice-cold Blue Moon while the game is on. Blue Moon was born in a ballpark, first brewed at Coors Field in Denver, Colorado. Make it your one-of-a-kind baseball tradition whether you're at the park or watching from home. This weekend, I was at the park. Yankee Stadium, to be exact. I got there on Friday night, and I sat next to a Yankees fan in the bleachers who conservatively had probably 1,000 Blue Moons before the game started. And I'm sure he probably had 1,000 more after they got blown out that night, blown out the next night, and swept on Sunday. I should probably chirp Tyler, but I feel like we were on the same team this weekend. We went in there and got the sweep, so I'm going to let it slide. With its refreshing flavor with Valencia orange peel for subtle sweetness and hints of coriander, Blue Moon Belgian-style wheat ale is a one-of-a-kind beer that's made brighter. It's carefully crafted and full-flavored with refreshing notes and a smooth, creamy finish. Blue Moon was brewed by baseball to give you a dose of nostalgia and get you excited for the new season. Why strike out with the same old beer when you can get something one-of-a-kind? Its bold flavor, bright color, and iconic orange slice ritual guarantee a one-of-a-kind beer experience perfect for spring weather. Best served with its signature orange garnish to showcase its beautiful, bright color. A beer this good only comes around once in a blue moon, but you can enjoy it all season long. Brighten up your baseball traditions with Blue Moon Belgian-style wheat ale. It's one of a kind every time. Check out shop.bluemoonbrewingcompany.com for baseball merch and visit get.bluemoonbeer.com/Jared to find Blue Moon delivery options. That's get.bluemoonbeer.com/Jared. Blue Moon, made brighter. Celebrate responsibly. Blue Moon Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado Ale.
Thank you, Jake. Appreciate you. I mean, it's been a long day. You've been driving the whole 9 yards. Dude went to the Bronx, saw a sweep. I mean, he got to participate in the Will Fleming, Lou Merlone, Clark's Ketchup clip, which is awesome. People love those. Shout out to them for doing it, as always. It's one of the things that I look forward to every time the Red Sox win a series is that. But now we're going to look forward to this series against the Houston Astros, are we not?
No, we're not. See, this is how important Jake is to being here. I got to grab the steering wheel and make sure you don't crash.
Why? What's going on?
We have something we do on these days, don't we?
What do we do?
Do you want me to make the sound?
Yeah. Do you want to try that again?
No, play it. You play it so I don't have to do it again.
Can you try the sound one more time? You mean that one?
That's exactly it.
The
That's
Red
exactly
Sox
what it sounded
Lottery?
like. Yes.
The Red Sox Lottery? Wow.
We have to.
We do have to. Okay. The Red Sox Lottery, as always, presented by DIRECTV, home to the most local MLB games. This Red Sox Lottery number is 33. 33 is Jacoby Ellsbury.
Yes. Yes.
Why are you so excited about that?
Because shout out to Jacoby Ellsbury, who was trolling the Yankees on Twitter earlier this week.
Why was he doing that?
The day they got walked off by the Marlins and there was that major comeback, all he did was tweet out a popcorn emoji. And it all goes back to how everything played out with his contract at the end. They tried to get the money back, remember? Didn't he seek treatment outside of the organization and they flipped the fuck out?
Yeah, something like that, yeah. They do not have a good working relationship together. I'm pretty sure he was still employed by the Yankees when he came back and wore a Red Sox jersey for it was either Pedroia's retirement or something like that. Yeah.
It was Pedroia, and he walked out, I think it was with Lowell, and that's the ultimate fuck you. And he looks so happy to be back. And it is funny to me because I do think people forget how weird the Jacoby Ellsbury Red Sox fan relationship was when he was here.
But it's still weird.
But I think it's changing now. I think people look back at Jacoby Ellsbury with much better eyes these days.
No, I don't think they do. I feel
really.
So, right, yeah. So the day that you're talking about is the day that I met. I met Jacoby Ellsbury for the first time in 2010. It was at like a charity wine event, and then I saw him again in like 2011, and this is when he's like runner-up for MVP. Like everyone's on his dick, and he remembered my name. Like that's the first time ever that a player like remembered my name. So that's the type of dude that he was, where it's like you could be in his life for a day, and he's like, "All right, yeah, what's up, what's up?" So nice guy, was very fun to watch with the Boston Red Sox, but when you leave the Red Sox to go to the Yankees, naturally, you're going to piss off the Red Sox fan base. So then he goes to the Yankees and is horrible, and it was a big contract, and they hate him for it. So it's like, I feel like he doesn't have a fan base that's like, yeah, Jacoby Ellsbury. Like, it should be the Red Sox. He won 2 championships here. You don't win in 07 without him. And I still, to this day, will argue that he should have been the 2007 World Series MVP. I think he had a better series than Michael Ohl did. 2013, yeah, good piece to a championship team, but
fucked up hand.
Yeah, like 07 was definitely the year where it was like, yeah, you don't win without Ellsbury. And 2011, maybe he should have won the MVP, maybe he shouldn't have. But yeah, it's just it's a weird thing because out of like Johnny Damon was beloved, and I don't know what like. I think Ellsbury had a complicated relationship with Red Sox fans because he was hurt. And I think people questioned his toughness and his heart and his desire to be on the field because the year that 2010, when this was the Red Sox run prevention year, where they had signed Mike Cameron to play center field to move Jacoby Ellsbury to left field to preserve his legs so that he could steal more bases because he had just stolen 70 bases in 2009. So it's like, all right, we'll preserve his legs and move him to left. And in doing so, you had Adrian Beltre at third base. A ball was hit in between left field and third base, and Adrian Beltre broke Ellsbury's ribs, and that was pretty much it. Like we didn't see him again. Like so, and then you had like the rumors that even Red Sox players were calling him out, being like, "Where are you?" Because I think he was rehabbing at API, which is in Arizona. So he wasn't coming back when everyone thought that he should have came back, and he wasn't around the team when people thought maybe he should have been around the team. So there was like a lot of like iffy stuff like that. And he has the season that he has in 2011. So it's like, all right, well, how are we supposed to hate on a guy that just almost won the American League MVP award? 2012 happens, which is the worst year ever. And then they win the World Series in 2013, and then he's gone. So even when he has like this like comeback story where it's like, all right, now I have my second World Series title with the Red Sox. I mean, you can't even have your ring ceremony moment because you're a Yankee now and fuck you. And that's how he was treated and how I feel like he's maybe still remembered.
I think the way I frame it, or I tend to look at it, is when Johnny Damon left here, and you can speak to it better, I'm not going to act like I can. People wanted Johnny Damon here still, right? Like people were actually hurt that Johnny Damon was not going to be in a Red Sox uniform, for his next contract or the rest of his career. Johnny Damon was viewed as part of the Boston Red Sox. Like after you break the curse, he's, arguably one of the main faces of the lovable idiots, all this different stuff. Well, Jacoby Ellsbury, after 2013, there was nobody that wanted him still here. Everyone was like, that next contract is going to be a disaster for whoever hands it to him. The Yankees were desperate at that time. They thought they were about to make that jump with him. Well, they went and got him, and it blew up completely in their face. I don't think there was ever a comparable hurt as when Johnny Damon left here. Like, people hate Johnny Damon till this day over that. People still get mad when it really wasn't him, as he's talked about on here, right? We've heard that interview on the podcast.
Yeah.
Great interview, by the way. Go back and listen to it on Section 10.
Oh,
of course. But Jacoby Ellsbury, nobody wanted Jacoby Ellsbury back at that time. Everyone was like, we had our run. There were the ups and downs when you were here. We're happy to leave it on a positive note. That is not a guy I'm trying to give money to long term. The Red Sox had really a future, hopefully with Jackie Bradley Jr. to kind of look forward to, right? Like that was the plan. We have our center fielder that we don't have to think about for, the next 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
And I think with Ellsbury now, it's one of those things where, hey, he's representing the Sox. Yeah, he had his ups and downs during his career here. And part of that, I think, is because he was the polar opposite of Dustin Pedroia. Like Dustin Pedroia went out there and you knew he played till his body broke, right? He gave everything out there. The guy with no super crazy tools or skills. He was just all grind and hard work. Jacoby Ellsbury was like this gifted, God, like who could do all these things. He was faster than everyone. He could hit all these homers like he did in 2011, play amazing defense in the outfield. He just couldn't stay right. Yeah. Was he kind of weird with some of these injuries? Yeah. It's the same stuff that played out in New York, but I do think Red Sox fans have a more accepting tune to him now than they did back then, or even those first couple years with the Yankees.
I don't know. I think that's just you and your obsession with the 2007 World Series, which is it's
maybe
still the weirdest thing, because you have to remember too, like Ellsbury, he was kind of an outcast too. It would have been different if, like Damon was one of the guys. Johnny was. Ellsbury was not one of the guys. He just wasn't. Like he was. I think he was like tight with Pedroia because of the Arizona connection. But outside of that, it's not like he was like one of the guys. He just wasn't. It was weird. Like he didn't. I remember while he was with the Red Sox, the narrative was always like, this dude's basically a Yankee, like playing for the Red Sox. Like he had like Yankee vibes to him. And it was almost a foregone conclusion that when he was a free agent, that's where he was going to go. And the craziest part about that contract, as I pull up his numbers right now,
was it like 7/157 or something like that?
It was something outrageous. And they basically paid him like 2011 was the norm for his entire career. And it wasn't even his walk year. Like the money that they get. So in 2011, Jacoby Ellsbury hit 321 with a 376 on base, a 552 slug. That's a 928 OPS. He led the league in total bases with 364. He hit 32 home runs, 46 doubles, and he drove in 105 runs. Keep in mind, this is all out of the leadoff spot. And he stole 39 bases and played a Gold Glove center field. All-star, runner-up MVP, Gold Glove, Silver Slugger. The Yankees paid him like he did that shit every year. That's the only year he made the All-Star team in his entire 11-year career. That's the only year he made the fucking All-Star team. And the Yankees were like, all right, dude, 2011, just do that all the time. Sound good? And he was like, yeah, sure. You still going to give me $156 million? $56 million? Yeah. All right, cool. Where do I sign? And when he signed with the Yankees, put it this way. When that Donald Trump election meme with like the girl that's like screaming at the clouds.
No, wait, which one is that?
You ever seen that?
No, I thought you were going to reference the lights are too bright one.
No, they're like
personal favorite.
I think it was like inauguration day, like when Trump got voted into office, and then there's just some woman screaming at the top of her lungs, like no, like. That's
yeah, it falls to the knees, right?
Yeah.
I know which one you're talking about.
That's what happened when Johnny Damon went to the Yankees. But when Jacoby Ellsbury went to the Yankees, everyone was like, "Yeah, we been known that. We knew that he was going
to take him."
And at the end of the day, like I know that like it's not the best comparison with Xander Bogaerts. Because people were upset, obviously, that Xander Bogaerts signed somewhere else. But I think ultimately we all landed on, well, I love Xander, but I'm not giving that fuck. Did you just fucking sneeze while I was talking about Xander?
I'm sorry.
Okay, I accept your apology.
Thank you. Moving to second base or first base, potentially.
Excuse me?
Sorry, keep going. I'm wiping my nose here.
You're disgusting. It's not the perfect comparison because people wanted Xander to stay. Some people did. I don't know. There's like this weird corner that like pretends to hate Xander Bogaerts now. It's very strange. But everyone saw the deal that he got from San Diego and they were like, fuck that. Like, no chance. Even me, the biggest Bogaerts hunk going. No chance I'm giving him 11 years, $280 million. That's insane. With Ellsbury's deal, everyone was like, yeah, I mean, like good center fielder. You know, we've seen it. Like, he's been here for almost a decade now, and he gets hurt a lot, and the performance is very inconsistent. You know, like, he's had a lot of good years too, but there's a lot of like, what could have been years. And that's a gross overpay. And the best part about it is that we knew that the Yankees were getting worse by doing this. Like, you bring in Ellsbury,
everyone did,
and now you don't have the money to pay Cano. Cano was far and away the better player. Cano signs with the Seattle Mariners. It's like, okay, like, I can't remember the order, but I think they had the chance to bring back Robinson Cano, and they chose Ellsbury. So I was ecstatic when the Yankees signed Ellsbury. I was like, this is great. Cano can go to Seattle. Yankees are going to be worse.
Like, I'm just typing in Jacoby Ellsbury here, just like, a lot of Red Sox fans, legit every post is like, Jacoby Ellsbury deserved more love, yada, yada. Like, if you scroll through here, just Jacoby Ellsbury, and maybe it's a generation thing. That might be part of it too for like younger guys like me who watch, we were 10 years old when Jacoby Ellsbury stole home against Andy Pettitte, right?
Yeah.
But I think Jacoby Ellsbury is one of those players, at least for my generation, that we consider part of that great era Red Sox baseball of that 2007 to 2013. I don't think anyone ever hates on him for going to the Yankees. And no. I think we laugh. Like, remember when he came back and did he homer on the first pitch or whatever it was when he came back? And David Ortiz was like, later that game gets up to second base. And he's like, you rich bitch.
Yeah.
Right. Like, wasn't that the whole thing?
Ortiz was at second base and yelled it to him in center field.
Legendary, right? I think Jacoby Ellsbury as a whole, while his career was frustrating, the fact that he kind of leans more towards the Red Sox side, he went and got his bag. He fucked the Yankees for years. They blame that contract why they missed out on so many guys
for that.
I think more fans like the guy than not. Maybe some people still get a little upset about how up and down it was, but I think there's more Jacoby Ellsbury love than you realize.
Yeah, and there should be. I feel like he got a raw deal somewhat. Like, maybe it's just because I was older during the Ellsbury years where I just was more plugged in with.
You heard the background stuff more.
Yeah.
That's probably the reality.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I think there was a lot of the whole, like you should be out there. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean you broke your rib and you're done for the year? It's fucking April, dude. What? Like, there was a lot of that. And I feel like I don't know. If you lived through it and you were like of an age where you were old enough to like be super, super passionate about the Red Sox and you're like plugged in like that. I'm sure you look back on the Ellsbury years and they feel weird. Like, I'm not against, I like Jacoby Ellsbury. I named my fucking dog Jacoby. You see that?
I feel like a lot of people did that, right? Like, right there. Boom. There were a lot of people that named their, like, he was one of those things. And I know obviously the pink hat side of things loved him. My girlfriend tells me she likes Jacoby more than me.
Well, I could see that. Yeah.
Let's be real. Me versus Jacoby Ellsbury.
Yeah. I mean,
he may be fast on the base pass. I'm fast in other ways, baby.
Oh, that's not a good thing, by the way.
No. Cut that out, Jake.
Yeah, Jake, cut that, please.
Shit.
For both of us. Yeah. I was a big Jacoby Ellsbury fan. I think things got weird in 2010. I don't think that it ever recovered just because, like, mentally I'm thinking once 2012 rolled around, there was no emotional. That's what it is. There was really no emotional attachment to the player towards the end. I think it had just kind of been like, thanks for the good times, whatever on the bad times, but I think we're good here. Like, we can, it was almost like when you have like when you like mutually agree to part ways, like that's what it felt like. It wasn't like, fuck you, get out of here. It wasn't, thank God that guy's gone. It was more just like, you served your purpose, but like, let's mutually agree to part ways. That's how I felt about it at the time.
Did it win any points in your favor? Like you talked about some of those injury concerns during those years and him not coming back when he played when he played through that injured left hand in 2013 through the playoffs. Cause like, I remember the picture, wasn't there like a awful bruise on his hand? Like, his hand was fucked up. It wasn't normal.
That's news to me. Even in this moment, I don't remember that at all. I remember Pedroia broke his hamate bone on like opening day and played the entire season and postseason with a broken bone in his hand.
Was it the hamate or the UCL when he slid into first, right?
Pedroia was a broken hamate bone.
Was it in 2013?
Mm-hmm.
I trust you. You definitely would remember better than I would. Hold on. Jacoby Ellsbury. Let me pull this up right here. Yeah, he played through a bone bruise that turned his left hand, the top hand for a left-handed hitter, fat and purple in the 2013 postseason.
Huh.
Like I remember that being a storyline at the time. So I'm not saying it fixed everything over those years, but I think there's similarities to Clay Buchholz.
Yeah.
Where it's a nostalgic period of Red Sox baseball where the ups were awesome. Maybe it didn't end on the best note, but I think like most of these guys, you look back and you're nostalgic towards them and say, all right. And Ellsbury also fucked the Yankees at the same time. So you get that added bonus.
I just thought of another reason why I didn't like Ellsbury when he left. And it's the dumbest fucking reason, but it makes sense thinking back to 23-year-old Jared's brain. In the 2013 season, when they all grew their beards out, Ellsbury's beard sucked. And I was just like, oh, what? You're too pretty to have a bushy beard? Oh, you need to like line it up pretty and like have it like tight to your face. You can't do like a bushy beard like everyone else. Even I did it. Like I had a fucking diesel ass beard for that playoff run. Like I just got tagged in a picture like that the other day because when I went on Pod on Lansdowne and the first time I ever met Jake was at the 2013 World Series film premiere at the Wang Theater in Boston. And my beard is like fucking huge. And I remember being like, what, Ellsbury, you're too good? You're too good to grow your beard out? Like, it's got to look pretty too? Like, it's not about being pretty. It's about...
It's kind of sexy, bro.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
A little bit.
That's what I know. Jacoby, what are you looking at? Jacoby Ellsbury 2013 World Series?
Just type in Jacoby Ellsbury beard. I'm telling you. There's, you see your Napolis and your Johnny Gomes.
Oh, that beard
man
sucks, dude.
That doesn't suck. It's well kept.
That beard sucks.
All right, imagine Jacoby Ellsbury with the long beard. He looked like a freak.
I don't care. It's not about looking good.
Jacoby Ellsbury is one of those guys, look good, play good.
No.
I will say his first hit is still cemented in my head. I believe it was against the Rangers, right? When he beat out that infield second or the infield single to second base.
Yeah.
That blew my mind as a young child that someone could run that fast. And I remember them comparing him to a deer or something like that.
I'm looking at it now, and his beard is definitely longer than I remember, but it's definitely also way too clean cut.
Ooh. I'm seeing a picture here of how fucked up his hand also was. The brace on his hand while he's celebrating.
Yeah. I was definitely mad about that at the time. Like, it's not about being pretty. It's about team unity.
At least he had the beard.
Yeah, who didn't do it?
Quentin Berry.
Quentin Berry didn't do it?
Was it that he couldn't grow one? Wasn't that like a storyline? Yeah, I'm looking at him right now.
I feel like there was someone else. John Lester tried his hardest.
No, it wasn't the lefty they got from the White Sox. What was his name? He came over in the Jake Peavy deal.
Oh, Matt Thornton. That's the dude.
Wasn't him.
Huh?
He had a beard, right?
Matt Thornton, that was, didn't I tell you that story?
Yeah, we talked about it recently. I can't remember what the story was.
It was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we pretended that we were Matt Thornton's cousins and yeah. We stayed inside Fenway during the parade, and then they closed it down to everyone. And then the team came back, and they were like, "Who the fuck are you guys?" And I was like, "Dude, we're Matt Thornton's cousins." And they're like, "Oh, all right."
God, I'm trying to think. Any other amazing Jacoby Ellsbury moments that stuck out to you?
I mean, I talked to him a little bit that night of the Pedroia retirement party.
Nice guy.
Super nice. I think like, I don't know, man. Like I would love to interview him and go over all this shit because I'm sure like he's never really talked about it. Like we've only ever really heard like the back channel murmurs about it. It was never like, he never got to set the record straight for like what went down, you know? Like I would love to hear it from him. Maybe I can get it. I don't know. I've never really tried, but I'd love to tell him or like have him tell his story. That'd be cool. I did show him my tattoo though.
Did he like it? Was he like, oh, like, thank you. That's an honor.
Yeah, he was super nice.
I will say, I forgot how good his 2013 season actually was. Now, in today's game, you wouldn't get MVP votes for this kind of season, but he got MVP votes in 2013, 15th in MVP voting, but it's a vote nonetheless.
Yeah.
That 2011 season, though.
He had a great season. Season. That's the Red Sox Lottery. Again, presented by DIRECTV, home to the most local MLB games. All right. The Stop and Shop look ahead, brought to you by Stop and Shop. Head on down to Stop and Shop and use the promo code Section 10 to get 10 cents. Is it 10 cents or 5 cents? 5 cents? 5 cents. 5 cents? No, 10 cents. Use the promo code Section 10 to get 10 cents off each tangerine when you buy at least 5 pounds of tangerines only at Stop and Shop. And you have to, it's a verbal coupon that you can only use at the front desk. Promo code Section 10. The Houston Astros are coming to town. Or no, you're going to Houston. Tanner Houck is back. Woo! Tanner Houck returns for the first time in 2 months now?
June 16th was the day he got hit by the comebacker.
Damn, so over 2 months now. Tanner Houck versus Jose Urquidy. James Paxton versus Christian Javier. Chris Sale versus Justin Verlander. And then Brian Bale versus JP France. Red Sox are an even 500, 30-30 with a +7 run differential on the road this year. Okay. Tanner Houck returning from injury. He's only 5 outs away from setting a new high for innings in an MLB season. Good to know. June had seen Houck go almost exclusively sinker slider 75% of the time. It'll be interesting to see if this trend continues now that he's back. The Red Sox are 6-7 in a start this year. Jose Urquidy, 2-3 with a 5.21 ERA. That's surprising to see. A 1.42 WHIP and an 8.1 strikeouts per nine.
He had missed a lot of the season, right?
Yeah, he went on the injured list on May 1st, and he returned 2 weeks ago, August 6th. Since returning, 3 starts, 10 1/3, 8 hits, 6 earned, 3 walks, 11 strikeouts, a home run. So it's a 5.23 ERA, but a 3.26 FIP. So he's been unlucky. His changeup has been his best pitch since returning. Mostly uses it against lefties. Hitters 1 for 9 with 5 strikeouts and a 44% whiff rate. The Astros are 4-5 when he starts and 1-2 since his return from injury. James Paxton. He needs to do better against good teams. Teams over 500, 6 starts, a 4.22 ERA. Teams below 500, 10 starts, a 2.82 ERA. So this is a team that is good. Also needs to be better on the road. 9 road starts, 3.94 ERA, 7 starts at Fenway, 2.58. So being on the road against a good team, probably not the best combo, if we're being honest. His 4-seam has picked up a little bit over the last month. 94.8 miles per hour, a 189 batting average against. Red Sox are 7-9 when he starts, but they have lost 2 of his last 3. Christian Javier in 25 starts this year, 2.54 ERA and an 0.95 WHIP. He's got a 4.49 ERA on the year, but as a starter, dealing. No. That's 25 starts last year and 23 starts this year. Nearly 2 runs higher. He's being hit more this year. 2.5 more hits per 9. Home runs, big factor as well. 8 of his 19 home runs have come in his last 7 starts, so that's been a problem that's been increasing. 6.37 ERA and a 5.98 FIP in those 7 starts. Not good. 4-seam fastball is getting hit more this year than it was last year. Barrel percentage has skyrocketed from 7.2% to 10.2%. No bueno. Chris Sale. We're going to be on velocity watch again, aren't we, Tyler?
We are.
Yeah. In his first game back from the injury, 94.5 average fastball velocity. In his second start, 91.9. So which one are we going to get? Slider was still good in the second game. Batters whiff 50% of the time. Red Sox are 9-4 when he pitches and 1-1 since his return. Justin Verlander has not been great since his return to Houston. 3 starts, 18 innings, 22 hits, 10 runs, 9 of them earned, 2 homers. 4 walks, 13 strikeouts. He is only striking out 7.5 per 9, which is his lowest mark since 2014. He's lost about a mile per hour on his fastball this year. Despite that, he's thrown it even more since going to Houston. A season high 54% usage in August, allowing a 316 batting average and a 526 slugging percentage, an 11% whiff. None of his pitches since arriving in Houston have a whiff rate over 22.2%. Both the Mets and Astros combined 10-9 when he pitches, and the Astros are 1-2. Brian Bayo in the finale loves pitching against the Yankees, so we're going to need him to step up and pretend that he's pitching against the Yankees in this one. His fastball was up against the Yankees, tied his second highest ground ball total against the Yankees with 12. Also got 2 double plays for the 5th time this year. Red Sox are 14-7 when he pitches and 4-1 in his last 5, which is very important. JP France. His numbers are deceiving this year. He's in the 67th percentile for walk rate, 63rd for hard hit rate. Otherwise, nothing on Savant is above 28%. He's 9-4 with a 2.75 ERA. 5th in chase rate, 28th in whiff. Feels like he isn't deceiving anybody. Also has a 4.14 FIP, so eventually something has to give in the terms of his earned run average. His top 2 pitches are a shitty 4-seamer and a shitty cutter, 288 and 325 average, respectively. They are 11-7 when he pitches, and they lost his last start after winning 8 consecutive. Okay. Prediction time. Tanner Houck versus Jose Urquidy, James Paxton versus Christian Javier, Chris Sale versus Justin Verlander, and Brian Bayo versus JP France. Tyler, your prediction.
I'm scared. I'm really scared going into this series. It's the Astros. They have the 3rd best run differential in the American League here at plus 80. The Red Sox, I believe, are at, got it in front of me, plus 36 here. This team's no joke. And I know the Mariners just went and, gave it to him. Julio Rodriguez is playing on another fucking planet. And Kyle Tucker's been sick. He came back today and he played a couple innings. He's going to be ready. Dusty basically said, listen, we weren't pushing him because we know how important the next 10 days are. Those next 10 days, you're playing 7 games against the Astros. So I'm going to go with the split here. I do think it's good that Chris Sale's getting an extra day here. Hopefully you got a little more giddy up on that fastball. Everything plays up a little bit. He should be big in the series. Brian Bayo, I would like a couple consistent good starts in a row, but I'm hoping first game of the series, James Paxton, he could have started Tuesday. He was ready to go Monday. There's a reason they push Houck until that Tuesday. All right, James Paxton, what you did against the Blue Jays wasn't good enough where you got your head rocked and you didn't set the tone. You need to set the tone here. If you don't, things are going to fall on you pretty quickly. I'm going to go for a split, and I think there's going to be a couple tough losses in this one, but the Red Sox, they tread. They don't go in one direction or the other. They don't get blown out one way. They show up at some moments, but we're nervous going into the Dodgers series and the next Astros series because there's no breather coming.
So you're going split.
Split.
You're going split because you don't have the fucking balls to pick the Red Sox.
I don't.
In the series.
I don't. Not right now.
You don't have the fucking balls. You don't have the fucking balls to say the Red Sox are going to take 3 out of 4 in the series.
Do you? Do you, Mr. Big Nut? Mr. Fat Load?
I think the first game is going to be a dogfight. I could see that one being like an 8-6 ball game. Could go either way. I don't know how Tanner Houck's going to look.
That's a scary thing for me. Like, we've seen Tanner, the mechanics, and he's been good his last 2 rehab starts. If he takes a little bit to get going, if we get a bad Tanner Houck, that game could be, out of your way before the 3rd or 4th inning.
I'm going Red Sox 3 out of 4. They lose the Paxton game.
So 3 straight to end the series.
No, Paxton's game 2.
I thought they said he was starting Monday today.
Oh, did they switch that up?
I believe so. Tanner is going to start Tuesday.
Okay, I had that wrong then.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you when you were saying that.
Let's see. Red Sox probable pitchers.
Yeah, they got Paxton line for Monday on here.
All right. Yeah. All right. So it's Paxton, Javier, Houck, Verlander, Sale, Urquidy, Bayo, France. So it's all the same names. It's just fucking jumbled up now.
Yeah. And I know they were heavily considering pushing Paxton to Tuesday, but he says he's ready. So let's see it, right? Like we've seen the ups and downs with this stuff. Can you go out there and be the guy you need to be?
Well,
and Sale's getting that extra day.
That changes things for me now. Paxton, Javier, Houck, Verlander, Sale, Urquidy, Bayo, France.
We had Bayo, France all along, right?
Yeah. All right. Give me 3 out of 4. They lose the Houck Verlander game.
The Houck Verlander game. Okay. So they win the first game, drop the second, and take the last 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's not crazy. That would be quite the slide for the Astros.
Fuck them.
Hey, I'm right there with you. Now you're playing 7 games. You take 5 out of 7. That conversation with the Astros gets weird.
Mm-hmm.
Because, their loss and everything playing out right now. Just pulling up the AL wildcard standings here. Give me 1 second. You look at where they are in the loss column. They're at 55 losses. You're at 58. 3 games behind, or 3.5. You could completely change the outlook of this season if you show up over the next 2 series. Even this series. What happens if you go in Sweep 4? You'll have a wild card. But it's the same fallout as the Blue Jays. If they go and kick your teeth in the next couple of days, you're going to be like, damn. Like where we could be 5 back here. Going up against the Dodgers coming and then the Astros again.
Yeah.
With all the Mookie talk fucking running down your throat as he makes his push for NL MVP.
Yeah. All right.
Brazier, Kike.
Yeah, I'm not ready for that.
Joe Kelly, JD. You going to go visit JD?
Yeah.
You better.
Of course I am. I've already applied so that I won't fuck it up again. I've applied for every Tuesday and weekend for the rest of the year.
Proud of you.
So I'll be there. No excuses. All right. That does it for this episode. We'll be back on Thursday? That's going to be a motherfucker of a day, by the way.
Are you doing baseball hour that day?
I'm doing Baseball is Dead at 11. I'm doing the old time baseball game in Cambridge. So come check that out. Steve Buckley puts it on every year. I've played in it 2 or 3 times. I'm going to be there again. Old time baseball game in Cambridge, 7 p.m. And then I have to do the podcast after that.
So it's a 2:10 start time on that Thursday, by the way.
Yeah. So I've got Baseball is Dead at 11, Red Sox at 2, old time baseball game at 7, name redacted after when I get home from that.
Okay. So we'll do it late that night.
Yeah. It's going to suck. But it's for the kids.
If you go back and listen to that Steve Buckley episode, you guys kind of previewed it a little bit, what it's like.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. And then the week after that, Baseball is Dead at 11, the Jimmy Fun Telethon at 2, Red Sox at 4, Maz at 6, and then name redacted at 10:30.
Jesus Christ.
Yep.
Late nights.
We're out here grinding. August is about as much of a grind for me as it is for the Red Sox. I'm just trying to get through it. I'm just trying to get through this month. And hopefully it won't be as bad in September.
I believe in you, big dog.
We got this. They said we couldn't do it, but we're about to do it. Yeah. Bars. All right. Jake's not here, so I don't even know.
I can be Jake.
You know how to shut this off?
No. I thought you wanted a final take. I thought you were going to be like, oh, Tyler, what's your final take?
No, I don't care. Do you have any final thoughts?
Shout out to the Red Sox. 5th best farm system in all of baseball per Baseball America. I know people are upset about the Saddam Rafaela being excluded. I think it's very fair. But for people who want to crap on the system, it's good. It's being recognized. Fangraphs has them 4th. So if you want to shove the MLB pipeline shit, ranking them 16th, spare me, please. I'm not doing that. I'm not listening to it. They're a top 10 farm. If you want to complain about the pitching being thin, fair conversation to be had. But Luis Perales, Wilkerman Gonzalez, and Yordani Monegro, those are real names to be paying attention to that could make an impact, especially Wilkerman Gonzalez. He's the closest. Perales has the highest ceiling. It's a good farm system, and it's getting better.
All right. There you go. Very excited about that. All right. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And we will be back on Thursday.
Quick editor's note. I lost connection for the second half of the pod. I got a 4-game sweep of the Astros this week. Will, thank you again for the booth experience. That was fucking sick. Yankees are terrible. Their season's over. And Tyler, you're an idiot. That's pretty much it. We'll see you on Thursday, like Jared said.
Buenas noches, amigos.